fuck.
I was about to say, I was like, did we really get Mario in here? Because I'm about to tell him I love him and then roast his ass.
You want to eat his ass? What?
That's exactly
Hey.
right.
Hey, you're awesome and I love your content, but here's a fire extinguisher.
Stop making tier 1 decks. Everything is not tier 1.
But if he plays it, it makes it tier 1. It has nothing to do with the pilot. It's entirely the deck. So therefore, if he does a deck review on it, automatically tier 1.
Yeah. We've done talked about this. We done talked about it with Ancient Greymon.
I do Ancient Greymon's tier 1, man. It has nothing to do with who plays the deck.
It's like, even though like everybody's like, this deck sucks. How'd Mario win? Because he's not a dummy dumb. He came from Yu-Gi-Oh, buddy. You calm down. You came from Pokemon. You chill out. Did I throw shade? Did I throw shade at the Pokemon players? Yu-Gi-Oh's harder, okay?
But that's going on a t-shirt.
It is. You can't deny it. Yu-Gi-Oh's way more complicated. It just is.
I mean,
it
is.
You came from Pokemon. I came from Yu-Gi-Oh. We're different. I'm built different.
I'm built different. I mean, it's the truth. It's not lying. Sorry, Pokemon players. I play Pokemon still. I don't really play Yu-Gi-Oh because my poor little brain just can't handle it.
That's okay. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh since 2012, 13. I feel we jumped right into whole champion Haggy over here.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yes, I was so excited for you. Like, thank God. Like, I was happy for you.
It was a 4-man tournament.
Hey,
It was the most unmeta tournament that they have ever had. So
There was one meta deck that was there.
There was a mother.
Yep.
There was a Reaper deck.
And it was even the more recent meta version of the Reaper deck that had the yellow splash.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how many people were there. I mean, you still, like, you would, even if it was a 20-person tournament, you know, you just cut off a round or two, you still would have been on your way to victory.
But yeah, no, Green Hybrid, super strong. I had a few matches where I kind of just got, I don't know, my hand got clogged. I couldn't see any level 4s, but other than that, it performed very well. Running the Carriermon package and then Green Hybrid, everything else. Shivamon was super oppressive today.
Nice.
Purple
Especially,
no likey Shivamon.
I was supposed to say, especially against that guy running budget Mastamon.
Yep.
Feel bad for that guy.
Smash.
I only got Shivamon out on him once, and it shut him down. That was game 1. Game 2 was really grindy, and he eked it out with Rush Gatomon. And then game 3 was still really grindy, but I managed in the end. But yeah, no, new appreciation for Shivamon.
Oh, sorry. Shivamon, do you think it's circumstantial really bad?
So the problem with Shivamon is for it to work, everything has to be suspended. So it just comes down to, I don't know, it's just, you got to pass on a full suspended board, and then you just leave yourself open to just be ran over. So it's super nice, and it's not going to shut down every deck, but you know, when it goes off, it goes off. Like,
it definitely wouldn't shut down Mikey because, you know, no security cards.
yeah, you don't play options.
Face.
The good thing with Green Hybrid with Shivamon is if you get Ancient Beetlemon out and Shivamon out, if you play everything right, you're just trashing 2 security for free. Because Shivamon will trash top security when he unsuspends, and Ancient Beetlemon trashes security if he attacks over something and lives. So it's just free security. Super good. Super good.
Free security donks.
Which is nothing, and you just check security.
Right?
Pokemon.
Yeah, like that was like the Shivamon I think I got 2 or 3 off of the D Reaper player. Because when it stuck on board, he couldn't deal with it because he couldn't attack over it. He wasn't that big yet. And then, yeah, just shredding the security. Ancient Beetlemon, I only saw him a couple times today. He did a little bit of work against the Mastamon deck. I got a few swings in with him. Rhino Kabuterimon, definitely MVP. Just the attack, Digivolve shenanigans. That's how you get your Shivas out, your Ancient Beetlemons.
Does anybody hear the Big Bad Beetlesborg song come on every time you say Beetlemon?
Yeah.
It's like Big Bad Beetle.
I only needed a 3D print Beetlemon suit.
What?
Yeah, just 3D print an entire Beetlemon suit.
That would be sick, but wouldn't that take forever?
It would take
yeah.
a long time. It would also probably be either very fragile or very heavy, depending on which material you used.
But you would have it.
I mean, I agree.
Would indeed have it.
And you could run around town fighting crime. You just punch a crackhead in the face. So, Tiny, what did you play today?
I played a janky Justimon / Machine Dramon hybrid deck.
Yeah.
I mean hybrid as in I mashed the 2 archetypes together, not hybrid as in I was
But it-
actually running black hybrids.
Flows pretty good. He played like me today, and I don't know how many times sitting on the other table I heard Tiny say, "And no black tamers, and no black tamers, and no
Yeah.
black tamers."
So even with 4 mono Dramon and 4 strike Dramon searching the top 4 for black tamers multiple times per game, there were multiple games where I was just whiffing the entire time. And the thing is I run 8 tamers in that deck. So with all that search and all those tamers, you think I would at least hit 1 in all of that, but nope. I had 3 games where I whiffed tamers every time.
Dang.
Overall, the deck was running good though. Like even whenever I struggled to get tamers out, I was still able to make it a close game. Like I finished almost every game where the opponent had 2 security or less, even if I didn't win. And I did win some. I got 2-0'd by the D Reaper, but then I beat the guy that was playing the budget Mastamon, and then both of my games with Haggy were close. It was very grindy matchups versus a green hybrid.
I need to swap my days off so I can go play.
Yep.
I'm sure they'd be happy to have you. The only worthwhile card I got from my pulls today was a BT1 or 2. I don't remember which is. The Rust Tyrannomon that comes from the early sets.
Yeah, boy.
So our conversation today was supposed to be discussing the BT10 meta, right?
You linked the Japanese meta for BT10 and EX3?
Yeah.
Let me go find that again.
I can link it in here if you want.
I was about to say I had to pull it up earlier. Listen, the
It
reason
is
I'm a red player is because they don't play option cards. So see, there we go. Red is my style. Even the Japanese guys know red doesn't have room for anything that doesn't smack people in the face. We don't have time for that. We just gotta just straight up just kill people. I was honestly shocked. I see a lot of green, lots of green. First
most
places.
of it is Bloomlord.
Yeah,
So it's crazy that you had linked that, and I was listening to what was it? I think it's a memory, not memory gauge. There's a couple other Digimon podcasts on Spotify who we will plug also, but Wolf Den, which is
yeah.
Zenitsu and what's the other guy?
I love Zunitsu.
And Neko?
I don't know his co-host.
I have listened to one episode of Wolf's Den before, so I know who you're talking about.
But they were talking about in the episode that they just dropped, they were talking about the meta differences between North America and Japan, and I hadn't thought about it, but Japan plays best of one, so
Yes.
they build all of their decks to run people over in one game.
Yeah. Best of one format totally changes it up a lot. That's why Justimon, or not Justimon, but Jesmon stayed so powerful for so long. If you didn't brick, you won.
I was so excited to see that Dan Divimon too. And then after I heard that, I was like, man, that's why it won.
Just
Mm-hmm.
gotta eke out 2 wins. It's just gotta get one.
Yep.
I'm sure you could find ways to make it more consistent for best of 3. It might not run as well, but I think you could do it.
I do like to see there's a new armor rush down there. So if you look at it's the Magnamon X deck, Japan. The tournament was Tamer Battle by host KDPL2. I like to see him using the Patamons and stuff like that. The Ankylamons. I don't know. I just like seeing him use a lot of the blue yellow to get that Chimeramon fuse off. It's really nice. I really like it.
You said the KD LP2?
And Death X almost every deck.
Oh yeah, dude. It's just why not, man? Why not?
Mm-hmm. Death X Mon is in almost everything.
And the thing is, they can limit it, but everybody already plays 1 to 2. That's it.
Now there's a purple deck down there. The author was J. Cole. He runs a purple Minervamon, and it looks pretty nice because they're using Nidhogg with the well, of course, it's Creepymon, but there it's Daemon. But they use the Lilith loop, the creepy loop in that, and it looks pretty good.
I saw there was a post in one of the TCG groups. It was it felt like a market watch whenever I seen it. Like I was like, oh, this is one of those market watches. Because they had the Commandramon that's like $3, and then Creepymon Secret that's $1.
Yes.
And are in before Creepymon buyout.
But when you have a meta that's driven by competitive nature, card prices vary strongly. So thus Commandramon doing so well, it takes a common card from an older set and bumps that so high. It's the same way Pokemon or anything else. If you have a very competitive community, lots of tournaments and things like that, and there's a card that isn't used in competitive play, the price will drop. I mean, so as from a collector standpoint, watching in Pokemon, before you buy a set, you just wait till the set rotates out, maybe by 1 or 2 sets, and then you can find all these cards so much cheaper.
Yeah.
See, I just would be more like this. I see a lot of first place, like red, black. I see blue, which blue red isn't anything. It's literally it just has two Greymons in it. 2 security plus 1 Greymons is all the only thing that makes it red. But I don't know. That just makes me happy to see. Like I like seeing the Beelzemon. Love seeing that up there. Of course, a lot of cross. Lots of cross. I like seeing the Lord Bloommon. I like seeing a lot of that.
I like that third one down, the Bloom Lordmon with the Shivamon.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was talking about. Do you think we'll still be able to use it?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just, and the thing with Bloom Lordmon, you want your stuff suspended anyway, so it's just the only thing I don't like. I said the only thing that gets me is like you have to leave your board wide open, so it's like, yeah, you're being really oppressive, but it's like, do they get to punish you for it?
So this is great because this is you stepping out of your comfort zone. When we did your interview, you were talking about playing decks that were protect the king, and now you're playing decks that's like, I'm wide open, baby.
It's like, hey, I went wide and all my stuff's suspended. What are you gonna do about it?
Ultimate Flare.
Ultimate Flare. Everyone dies.
Yeah, he did that to me once today.
Ultimate Flare, great card. Great card.
Hard plays an Ultimate Flare. Like 8 cost drops Ultimate Flare. Wipes my board. It's like, okay, cool.
What was it you had? You had 3 Terriermons on the board.
Yeah, I say I play Green Hybrid, but it's really just Terriermon Rush.
Hey, that's not a problem.
So, okay, so out of this, what do you think, just looking at this list from the newest first place, down, how much do you think the American Mint is going to differ? I don't think a lot, really.
I don't think it'll differ too much.
I don't know if anyone over here is going to play the like 3-color dragon deck we get in EX3, the legendary dragons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It might. I've not looked at the deck a whole lot.
It definitely
prepared.
seems pretty sketchy and inconsistent.
Especially in best of 3. In best of 1, I could, obviously. I think we're going to see a lot of Venusmon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of Venusmon in a lot of different decks.
Well, you can see down the pictures down through here. There's a lot of Venusmon just splashed in them.
I think a lot of people are going to be playing Jessmon.
Yes.
We're also in America where the dragons don't have tits, so
That's right. Get them out of here. They ain't got titties. We don't want to see it. We smack face and like titties. We don't. You ain't got them. We don't play them.
As the guy who's waiting to play Hydramon, shall we go into Hydramon's nickname, or are we just gonna? Is that not safe for the podcast?
I mean, what's Hydramon's nickname?
Look at the Hydramon art. That is the good old Hydracy.
I mean, that is one of the most sketchy pictures I've ever seen. I was like, if that made it into America, like what?
Specifically,
hey man, Cloister made it into America. Okay,
that's true. That's true. We like edit weird stuff.
guns.
Yeah, we edit out guns, but we'll leave vaginas in there. All about it. What's crazy is though, like looking at all the red decks, of course they're Jessmons, but it's nice to see how they. Okay, so you have 2 options. Like I was wanting a Gankumon build, and looking at the red decks though, they're all Jessmon GX. It just depends on your variations of how many Jessmons you run versus how many Gankumon X and Gankumons you run. Get what I'm saying? That seems to be the only thing that really differs is, do you run mainly Jessmon with a Gankumon X just for that Digivolve, just so you can slap it under there with Jessmon GX? Or do you run the reverse and go for the Digivolve, delete bigger blockers with Gankumon and then throw Jessmon underneath for the attack? That just seems to be the only thing that differs. It's the same deck. It's just your top tier. You just change out your level 6s, your ratios there.
So you're just going to beat people with shoes, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm just running the Gankumon X and just beating the shit out of people with shoes. Also, Sakuyamon and Shine Greymon. I see that.
So it's not like it's made mode in Shine Greymon. Like it's just it's your Shine Greymon deck, and then it just plays two made modes.
But it's good. Like, well, I feel like that just like adds it into a whole new tier. And do you think now
Red,
that that's
yellow
coming
hybrid?
Yeah.
Huh?
Do you think that's going to get Sunrise Buster banned or limited?
I don't know.
I think it will. I think we're going to see it this by the time we get into BT11, we'll have a ban or a limit on Sunrise Buster. I think
it'll be a shame to see it go. Honestly,
that's
but also Also, I'll be glad to see it go.
Well, yeah, I mean, anything like Ice Wall and stuff, there's a reason they're just so powerful of an option card. Just think if we would have never limited, Ice Wall, it would have been insane.
Every turn, all the memory.
And in this one, I don't see Gallantmon really coming back until the end of probably where he's a force to be reckoned with is until BT11.
There is a Gallantmon. I was just looking at that actually.
Yep, to Japan, first place.
August 20th.
Yep.
Yeah, right there he is.
See 3. I see
That's what I'm
Japan.
saying. Glad to see him there. Glad to see him. Gosh, there's so much cross art. Oh, they're everywhere.
I don't think that aspect of the meta will change. When BT10 comes out, I'm sure we'll see a
No.
lot of cross art. We'll probably
They're-
see a decent amount of blue flare.
I don't mind blue but for some odd reason, okay, can you explain why I look at blue flare and go, oh, I'll take this, even though it's another blue deck? Is it because my heart is softening towards blue and I really want to play blue? Is that what it is?
Maybe that's what it is. Who
I
knows?
think it's just because giant mecha metal Greymon looks cool as shit.
That's true. But I also think it brings up what Tiny said in the last podcast is though some of their base is able to be splashed into other things. You could use them other ways, and it can kind of help out the meta as a whole. Whereas Crossheart is just, to me, just straight up cancer. Just awful. I see that Gallantmon is using the purple red Guilmon and the purple red War Growl and Growlmon. That's
Yep.
pretty dope. I like seeing that.
It's for the trashing from the top of the deck
Mhm.
effect. So whenever you finally do get out that Crimson mode, you can guarantee that he'll be taking 2 security instead of just 1 with his effect.
See, look, there's a stereotypical red deck. Look how many options it runs. 4 red memory boost. All you need.
Looking at this Examon deck.
I'm kind of glad. I like how we're seeing the whole Gallantmons and then more of the X antibody and then the Crimson mode. I don't know. I think Imperial Dramon deck, aka my Pal Dramon deck, once it gets there. Once we get the purple red. And then we got the straight up red. My mind went blank. Continue talking, boys, while my brain works. When my ADD catches up.
It's interesting to me that the Japanese Gallantmon decks, most of them don't use the Gigimon that draws whenever you attack. They use the Gigimon that gains DP whenever something is deleted.
Why do you think that is?
Since they're doing best of 1, they don't have to be as consistent. So they don't need the extra draw power. I think that's the truth of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to run people over in one game, you don't. I mean, you want to draw, but at the same time, you just want to run them over.
Their lists also run 2 to 4 red memory boost, so they go real heavy into the red memory boost. Also, one of these lists is running an Omnimon. They run Blitz Omni instead of Crimson mode.
Because Blitz can EQ that win.
I mean, he can, and I guess he is a budget option compared to Crimson mode.
Blitz Omni will never die. That's why I have like 7 copies of it.
I was about to say I've got 5 copies myself, so never run out of Blitz Omni.
And I like seeing them throw in, so it's a blue flare, But I'm loving that they're splashing in the Magnamon X antibody. I like seeing that.
Because Decker Greymon counts as an armor, and if
Mhm.
Magnamon has an armor in materials, then he can use his abilities. It's a very interesting way to go to level 6.
Mm-hmm.
I also saw a blue
like
flare
it.
that splashed red, and they used the ST1 Greymons.
Yep.
Because the cross for their version of Metal Greymon it just has to have the name Greymon, so you can use the red Greymon to cross for the blue flare Metal Greymon.
Indeed.
Which is pretty flares I've seen. It's got the red. The only red in it is the Greymon.
I think we all know that anybody who splashes red into blue flare will definitely be splashing in some red tamers too.
Yeah,
I'll be
hero.
surprised if I'll be surprised if they don't. No, I don't think they would run hero
It's
because they already
Ty.
have a memory tamer.
I think it's going to be Ty. I have noticed. I've only looked at 2 out of a couple, but they did run a Ty, and it's just like a 1 of or something.
And the thing with like the starter deck tie is it's a 2-drop, so it helps with memory choking. I've seen a lot of decks play the ST1 just because it's flat boost and a 2-drop tamer just really helps you choke them out. Like I play the 2-drop Izzy green hybrid, and it clutched me a couple turns today just because I'd have 1 memory and I could just pass them to 1, stall out the turn.
Well, the Jesmon deck. Once Jesmon eventually dies, because he will fade out. Again, just kind of how it goes. I was glad we got the Solarmon, the red can't reduce play costs. Players can't reduce play costs. The level 3, red. Yeah. And I was glad, we got that because now that's going to be because I'm looking at these red decks. It's smashed into a lot of them. I would say 85% of these decks that have red are like, let's throw him in there, which is good. I mean, we needed it. It's nice. Can't reduce play costs because there's a lot of play cost reductions. And then, being DNA Digivolve, that's about the only way you can reduce. So, I mean, it's kind of nice. I like seeing that a lot of the decks are splashing in old and new. Like most of the Ragnarlord Mon decks, you can use the new one or the old one, depending on which avenue you want to go down, which is nice. So that's going to keep the old Ragnarlord Mon, his value kind of stable, not just from a collector standpoint, but from a player standpoint. He's not going to skyrocket, I don't think, unless someone, decides to win a couple tournaments using it.
Even before Mario does that.
I think we're going to see a lot of people. Like I think like the first week we're going to see people trying it, but I think after the first week, I don't think we're going to see anyone playing right.
See, that's what I'm afraid of, is because that's what bothers me so much is, are we going... The American meta is toxic in this one aspect that kills me. That once people get bored, I use large air quotes there that people can't see. Once people start getting bored with the meta because only like 2 or 3 decks get made and win because no one's able to here, I have always felt this way. There is nothing that can't be beat. Nothing. But in a best of 3 meta, I think that allows more for those to stand out so that they can't be beat because, they get that, it's like playing paper, rock, scissors. You play one, and what does everybody say if they lose? Oh, no, we'll play best 2 out of 3. Because they're hoping for that chance to win. And a lot of these decks, their consistency is just better. And it's going to allow them to skirt out these wins easier than a lot of these rogue anti-meta type decks. But that's what kills me. The whole playing field gets just stagnant because everybody's like, oh, I can't win. I ain't even going. Because if they feel like if they don't take Blue Flare or Crossheart or something like that, they're just not going to win. It's just like Alphamon in this last set. Everybody's like, I'm so tired of OTK. And I was like, well, everybody was tired of Rookie Rush. Everybody gets tired of everything. It's you just need to play. That's where Pokemon and Magic and stuff like have made so many different archetypes to play in, like, you know, Gym Challenge and Legacy and Commander and things like that. Because it gets away from that very uber competitive meta that if I'm not winning, I'm not playing, you know. And I feel like that's where Digimon gets, you know, a month in to a 3-month set.
Yeah, but I don't know. This also isn't a really fun format. Like, I hate to say that, but I don't know. I like if like all the decks weren't like OTK decks, this format would have been great. But it's like everything's like a one-trick pony. Like the last 2 weeks that we went to locals, like it's just been bare minimum because, like you said, people are bored. Like, and Yu-Gi-Oh has formats like this. I'm too much about Magic.
But when are we going to get to where it's not? Because I'm telling you, every set, even back when, you know, we had freaking Timmy Tims running around everywhere, everyone's like, oh, this set's so boring. I'm done. I can't wait till, you know, BT9 comes out. Can't wait till it's always the next set. Like after just a couple. Sorry, I was
Right.
just iterating my point that
Yeah.
people just get
There's
bored.
always going to be people like that, but I just think like the more variety there is in the format, just the healthier it is.
But are we going to get
for
there?
people. I mean, look at this Japanese list. I mean, there's enough decks here that is.
They're built different, dog. They're built different. Like in Yu-Gi-Oh, in Magic, in all their card games, like in League of Legends, they're just built different. Like the way their meta is, the way their brain works, the way their sets come out.
I want to clarify, Japan doesn't even make it to Worlds most of the time in League.
Well,
it's the Koreans and the Chinese who make it in League.
Well, if they make it, it's like America just has this really weird. I don't know if we mean to do it or if it's just how we are. We're always very different. Always the OTK format would be lovely. Like everybody be like, oh yeah, just get to smash. There's no thought, just build and smash. But yeah, that leads it to be boring.
Yeah, it is for like the first month or so, and then everybody's like, oh, okay.
How
many Melgar am I going to see today? How many Omnimons am I going to see today?
I'm hoping, like I said, once we get there, we're going to start seeing a larger, you know, the cheese wheel there, the pie chart. We're going to start seeing a lot more in that. I hope. I can only hope.
I'm looking at this Imperial Drum, the red purple, and I kind of dig it.
Is there one on this list that won anything, or are you just looking at the card?
No, yeah, there was one that was first place in August. I was looking at the beginning of their format instead of looking at the most recent. So, because you can see the transition, like the first game in the new meta was Metallic Dramon.
It's like, what is that?
It's an EX3 deck. It's the 2 dragons from the mobile game, Lynx. RIP Lynx.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to have nice things.
Wow. I mean, I guess we're not.
Well, they nuked Lynx for what was the other one? I don't know. It was the one that came out, it's the one that had Harrismon and Rosinmon and all that stuff in it. And then they nuked it when the new app came out in Japan, but we didn't get it in the United States. So they nuked that Digimon app, and we didn't even get an app to replace it. Like, at least when they nuked Lynx, we got a new app. But they nuked the new app, and then we got nothing to replace it.
There's that in their format, which runs all the core Dramons, all the Dramons.
All the Dramons.
Yeah. which looks cool. Looks really cool. Seems like a deck I would, I'm a dragon guy. Dragon's one of my favorite commander decks. I actually turned my buddy Nick onto it way back in the day because it's like, man, dragons are hard, but dragons are busted. Wow, that's a regular Imperial. That's literally an Imperial Dramon starter deck right there, just with one of the new eggs.
Heh.
That's funny. That is weird. If you starting at the bottom and scrolling up, like if you look from August 10th after you see the Venus, well, actually no, August 9th up through there, it's just red, blue, red, black, red, yellow. It's just like a ton of red.
It starts fading into blue.
Yeah. And then it goes to blue, red. And then it's just like, see, this is what I'm hoping ours does. As it progressed, you can see as we go into each. Now we're seeing like there's a swing. Here's a couple blues. Here's a couple purples. I don't know. That's kind of nice. Like they have a streak and then the streak ends and something else pops up.
Well, that's because they're addressing the meta and then they're countering said meta. You have these OTK decks that come out like Alphamon, and you need to figure out how not to get OTK'd.
Man, Dobrik. In EX3, the Digimon has Rush, and on play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 DP or less for every Digivolution card with a trait containing Dragon, Soar, or Ceratops, whatever this Digimon has. Add 2,000 DP to it. And then it has Digicross 5 Digimon cards with different names. I think he's going to be really good. Like, I don't know. I just like seeing these weird decks. I like seeing that it's like, here, this is going to be like something that's going to be slightly roguish, unless Mario makes a video on it, and then it's tier 1. I don't know. Here's a straight green deck. Lies. Oh, nope. It's legit. Straight green. Hydramon.
It's good, dude.
It's nice to know deck, though.
It's just because Bloom Lord, everything's got to be plant, fairy, vegetation, so
Yeah.
can't really splash a whole lot when you're stacking traits. Not many colors other than green have, plant, fairy, and vegetation.
That's awful. Why not?
I don't know. Consult
Why we got to stick
honest.
them in green?
Be honest with me, Jordan. Are you more hot for Bloom Lord or for Miko mode?
Oof. Probably Bloom Lord just for like fun deck, and then Miko mode just because I like the Wombo combo.
Speaking of playing options, there's a deck that plays options.
Right? Plugins for days.
You want to plug in all the things.
Well, but it's made for that. Like, it works. Like, let me look at this Beelzemon deck. But yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. I know Jordan's over, or not Jordan, but I know Cardboard's over here drooling over Beelzemon. Oh, by the way, I got to ship that Beelzemon card.
I don't blame him. I'm hot for the new Beelzemon deck too.
It's getting a structure. Like,
it looks dope.
Mm-hmm.
I need to finish building this Malomodus Beelzemon little thing.
Listen, I've just got a graveyard of decks over here. I've got my Gamamon just sitting over here. Got that weird Leomon build. I've got like a creature of the sea, I guess you could call it. Just deck, just laying over here.
I've got a few of those where you just got skeletons laid out because you're like, I'm going to
Yeah.
do something with this, and then you don't ever do
I
anything
never
with it.
do. No. Okay. What? Okay, if we had to pick each one of us to define the meta, what decks do we want to see? Or should we automatically just go ahead and say which ones we're going to see and then which ones we want to see? Just predictions here.
I think we can split it into, and we can do what decks do you expect to see, and what decks do you want to see.
Okay. You want to do the expect to see as a group? We'll you put our pull our brain power here.
Yeah.
We'll definitely cross. We're definitely
Yeah. And that's a given.
Yeah.
Crossheart is a given. Blue Flare is a given. I think that Bloom Lord is also a given.
Jessamon. Yeah.
We will see Jessamon for a while. I don't know if it will stay.
That's what I really think he'll die out. Like, I think he'll pop up every now and again with wins. He'll snap wins. But eventually the meta will, because that's just the way it works. It seems to be he's easily stifled. Like, you can shut it. It feels like a lot of red decks you can shut down. They're powerhouses, but they're pretty easy to, kind of stave off. Okay, so that's 3. So we got Cross, Blue Flare, Jessamon. What's the other one?
Bloom Lord was the other one.
Bloom Lord. Do you think we'll see any others like regularly? Like, I mean, we're seeing it top every tournament.
I think we're going to see a lot of Gawamon, Blackwood Greymon, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I think Gawamon will be even more prominent, and I also think that various hybrid decks will still see consistent play, especially.
I don't see Mastodon fading away.
Yeah, I don't see Mastodon fading away either, especially not considering they're getting more support like trickled in, and then big support in BT11.
Master Mommy never dies.
Yeah, there's still a bunch of Mastodon decks in here.
Okay, so that's what just.
And some of them teched in Venusmon. So
That's true.
I'm also seeing Neo Devimon in a lot of them.
Neo Devimon. Oh, that's actually not bad.
I saw a D Reaper deck that had Neo Devimon in it.
Listen, Neo Devimon's gonna be good against Cross.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think he will be very impactful in slowing them down.
Do you think that's the reason D Reaper? I feel
What were you saying about D Reaper? You cut out a
like
little
I'm
bit.
lagging. Oh, I was just saying, like, do you think we'll see it like D Reaper? Like, we'll sit here and we're all planning to shut down Cross, and that will be like that's what it's just like we're all planning to shut down Alphamon. We're planning to shut down Reaper. Is that the way we're going to start off this meta? I think
D Reaper will be something you'll still see. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything like that's prominent now until there's like a ban list and something changes. You're still gonna see the stuff that we play now.
You won't see as much of it because the new hotness will be there occupying the main stage. But I do think that you'll still see a lot of familiar faces. You'll see your red-yellow hybrids. You'll see your blue hybrids. You'll see your Metal Gar X. You'll still see your War Grey X. You'll still see your Alphamon. You'll still see Gallantmon X. You just won't see them as often as you did before. You'll still see Imperial Dramon too, the blue-green version. You'll still see him. I don't know if you'll still see armors or not. You might.
By God, we better see armors. I ain't giving up on it.
Don't play it. Show them how it goes.
I think that's the thing. If I haven't met any deck in Digimon that has a solid base, that if you play it enough and just like once you like most people, I'm guilty of this, so I'm just bundling this all together, guys. I will play a deck for a little while, but I'm not sitting here play testing most of my decks because I don't have a lot of playtime. I'm not sitting here playing to even try to see if I can get the 53% win rate.
Oh,
You know, I'm not doing
today
that.
was my first time ever playing Green Hybrid. Like, I built Green Hybrid when that set came out. I traded most of the stuff off you, Mikey. And then I just never went anywhere and played. And then 9 dropped. And when 9 dropped, I immediately jumped on Grand Kawagamon. Never played Hybrid till today. After losing 3 or 4 locals playing Grandis, I was just like, yeah, this deck ain't working for me. So we went to Hybrid, and it worked for me. I plan on playing Green Hybrid for a while. Deck's super fun.
My internet has been poo poo. If anybody's at my house, it is just utter shat out here because there's like 4 or 5 phones on the internet and everything, and it's just like nom bandwidth.
Just do what my brother used to do. Change the Wi-Fi password, and it kicks everybody off the Wi-Fi, and then be like, I don't know why the internet's not working. And then when you're done doing what you want to do, turn the password back to its original password. Everything will automatically reconnect.
That is way too much effort for me.
Is it though? You just change the Wi-Fi password, but I don't know why it's not working. We do our podcast and you turn it back on, but you'd probably have a lot of screaming kids if you did that.
That's what I was about to say. Literally, there would be like a picket line outside. There would be like have pitchforks and fires and be ready to burn me out of this game room. Fix the internet, Dad.
The meltdowns.
Why is it Roblox working?
You don't need Roblox. Back in my day, we didn't have Roblox.
We had Legos.
IRL Roblox.
I really use blocks.
They were and still are superior.
You're not wrong.
So what else do we have intended to talk about?
Let me
I'll be
check
honest
my
with you.
notes here.
Like I say, I'll be honest with y'all, I didn't really do any prep work, so I'm just here to BS.
The decks that everybody's building right now. Like, what are you guys working on?
Everything. Literally
Everything. Just try to like make Rosinmon. Like, I know it'll never be competitive. Just trying to find like what build is the most viable. Like, I really want a mono. Which I say mono yellow. It's gonna have purple in it, but like it's just Fury mode. He might as well be yellow. I really want like a mono yellow build, full on like DP control reduction, but I just don't know if that's gonna work right now. I'm going heavy on the red yellow with the Greymons and the big player
Sunrise
there,
Busters.
Silphymon. Yep, Sunrise. Just
Sunrise
too good.
Buster.
Too
Listen,
good, man.
that one that I linked that guy posted it was Sakuyamon without Sakuyamon.
Yeah, it was literally like 100% the Sakuyamon body. Just instead of playing Sakuyamon and Miko modes, the dude just threw in Rosinmon and Fury modes. I'm like, at that point, I'm just gonna play Sakuyamon, man. Like, not saying that couldn't work, but like, I don't know. At that point, just why are you not playing Sakuyamon?
All that reduction, man.
Listen,
I was so confused. I was like, what in the world is he trying to do here? And then
Oh,
I
yeah.
started into the build more. I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
it's all the inheritables. It's all in the inheritables. Play an option card, get all the DP reduction. which is nice, but if you're playing Rosinmon, you're digi-bursting your Digivolution sources away. So I guess you play your option cards, get as much DP reduction as you can, and then go into the Rosinmon combo. But
Yep. That's what it was. You give him the options for you use the plugins to give him security attack and jamming, burst, and then you kill everything and then you swing into security. So you clear the board and take plus security.
because ideally you clear the board, play Fury mode, swing Fury mode, go into Rosin. I don't know, just swing again if you can. But
I was playing on before the podcast. I was playing on a tabletop simulator, and I was playing myself with my Leomon and my Otismon decks. There were just so many interactions, I couldn't keep up.
Did you win?
I gave up because I've lost where I was. Like, I was trying to attack with one, and then security effect happened, and I had to
It's okay.
swap.
No, we can't go, Jordan. I'm being blasphemous. I'm opening up a Pokemon pack on a Digimon podcast.
I've been playing PTCGO this whole time.
Ooh, I got the trainer gallery Pikachu V. Let's go.
Oh dear. Did you just have a random Pokemon pack? It was like, oh, hey, I haven't opened this one yet.
Now that'll probably be the deck I run forever, and then I'm going to attempt one Gamamon. I'm just going to play red mainly, just switch up between those two, and then I really want to try that Ragnalord with a splash of Bahumon.
Interesting.
It's all about getting Bahumon's effect and then using your arms modes to when you DNA Digivolve into Ragnalormon, you could unsuspend because it's in turn effect with Bahumon. And then you can basically get at least, one security for every 2 unsuspended Tamers or Digimon. And then Digivolve into Ragnalormon. And for every 4 sources on there, you delete a 20k body and hit another security. You could potentially basically knock them out just by effects and then swing with Ragnalord for game because he has Blitz. Which is crazy. You wouldn't even have to do nothing. You just Digivolve and swing. Game over.
The way that red players like it.
That's right. No option cards needed. Build a body, smash it together, and swing.
I will be running Gaomon red base in the very near future. It's probably going to be sometime this week that the last pieces I need are going to come in. So I'll be able to have that deck fully online and ready to roll.
Did you get your mailbox?
Yes. I actually got my mailbox on Saturday last week. But I've still got like a week, maybe a week and a couple of days before the rest of the cards arrive.
We need to plan another tournament.
Yeah, I've still got that box, and BT10 is elusive now because so many people have bought it up. So that box is going to be more valuable now.
Yeah.
There could be a Dexmon in there. There could even be 2 Dexmon in there.
We still have the Cataclysmic CCG box that's up for grabs, for prizing, still sitting in here in the cardboard box.
Need to hit up either the Williamsburg Cafe or Gideon Games or somebody and see if they'd be open to advertising it and get people involved.
But I'm going to have to bail, guys. Jax is being cranky.
All good.
I love you all.
Parenthood.
All right.
You have to
Parenthood and
listen to
such.
the tail end of us.
Yeah, boy. You guys don't have too much fun without me. Bye.
See ya,
Yeah.
But
see ya.
yeah, I'm excited for the new format.
I am too. As much as we have ignored and or crapped on Crossheart, we're all a little bit more hyped for BT10 than what we initially thought we would be.
Yeah.
And we're definitely hyped for BT11. And I personally am hyped for EX3, but that's just because my boy Gallant Mon is getting a little bit more support.
EX3 just looks like a bunch of dragons.
And I'm all about it.
Drew, the set literally has dragon in the name.
That's true.
I was sitting here, I was like, is he memeing us right now?
They advertised dragons, they gave us dragons. I'm satisfied.
And only one Tyrannomon, man.
He ain't a dragon. You get your lame Dunosaurs out of here. This is dragons only. Alternatively, we will accept things that can become dragons.
Will we though?
Yes, because then there will be even more dragons.
There's plants. I mean, you got plants in EX3.
Yeah, but it's Hydramon. He's
Yeah,
a
I was gonna
pseudo
say.
dragon.
I was gonna say he has Dra in the name. He is part dragon.
Tyrannodrama.
Tyrannodramon. Someone's reaching. I like it. Somebody's reaching.
Not even a good Tyrannomon either.
You talking about the new black green metal Tyranno?
No, in EX3, the
Oh,
purple green.
I can't remember if it comes out in EX3 or BT10 or BT11, but you know a card that I'm looking forward to, even though it's not in any of the decks that I've played or talked about building.
What's that?
Waru Seedramon.
Oh yeah, you mentioned it once before because there was no
Because there was no Seedramon capstone to the Seedramon archetype, but they added in a blue purple level 5 Seedramon. I think he's really cool.
on play or when Digivolving. You may play one purple or blue level 3 Digimon card from one of your purple or blue Digimon Digivolution cards without paying the cost. And then all turns, once per turn, when you play a Digimon Bond effect, gain 1 memory. The only downside, I think, is he feels very expensive for level 5.
The 4 to evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not surprised by that.
But
Most
you're
of
also getting,
you're getting the free level 3 technically.
yeah, you're getting a body on board, so.
I just hope we see a new Metal Seedramon soon.
I want to see a new Metal Seedramon and I want to see a Giga Seedramon.
Right? I was really upset we didn't get that in like X. We didn't get that in the EX3. I think we've already talked about this. We got the other crack team, but we didn't get Giga Seedramon. We get Plesiumon. Like, come on, really?
We need the X line for the entirety of the Seedramon line. We need Betamon X, Seedramon X, Metal Seedramon X, or Mega Seedramon X, and then Giga Seedramon. There's quite a few Digimon that need their X antibody lines, though, that could definitely be really big future support for a bunch of different archetypes.
Yeah.
So just in the little bit of testing I did with that Leomon deck and the Mallow, Leomon's memory game is dumb.
Yeah, man.
Like, I was swinging in security and then gaining memory, and I was hard playing for 6 Leomon and still had memory left over.
Crazy.
You know
Like,
why?
it needs some draw, and it needs bigger cards to drop. Like, give me some options, like 8 cost options to throw in people's faces.
Nah, you just need a handful of Fist of the Beast King so that you can attack, unsuspend, attack, unsuspend, attack, unsuspend with your Leo mod.
Well, see, the problem is he always dies. It's just it's a thing he does.
He is better at it than anyone else. That is why whenever he dies, you get to play another one so he can die too.
He is better at being Osmond than Osmond.
Osmond, is that purple card with jamming?
Yeah, that never dies.
Yeah. I mean, that's what jamming means, man. It doesn't die to security checks, right?
All right, let's wrap this up. I want to find one random deck on this deck builder. I love Digimon Card IO. Like, this is my favorite website to just sit and browse through.
You can look at people's decks and realize that we're not the craziest, most off-meta people out there because there are people making even more jank decks than what we make.
I swear, that's why I love it. I just find the jankiest decks, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, posted 3 hours ago. Hexa bruh mon.
Hexabramon, dude.
I don't even see anything outside of I mean, also one card one Digimon that needs a good card is Vakmon.
He
You
does.
think?
Like, we need Vakmon support.
No. You know a card that needs some good support? Starmon.
Listen, I was just looking at Starmon because
I want to say Starmon support that's not just more vanilla Starmons.
you got Meteor Shower, man. There's got to be something with Meteor Shower.
Does there, though?
I mean, you get to play a level 5 for 3.
I think you could make it work, but it would, man, would it be jank. It would be so inconsistent.
Yeah.
But whenever it popped off, it would be super satisfying. Because you'd be like, I flood the board with level 4s and 5s on almost no memory. Maybe that's one where you would need to run the memory tamer mat in purple, or the option tamer mat from purple. That way, whenever you drop your Starmon option, Meteor Shower, you can play a Starmon for free.
What is the default mega for Starmon?
The wiki says it's just a mon, but that's a strange transition to make.
You know, I could see it. I could see it like Starmon to Justimon, but like Super Starmon. Huh. Maybe that's why Starmon's bad. Because it doesn't.
It doesn't have its own mega.
I guess not. What about what's the other one? Dark Starmon. Dark Super Starmon. Does he have a mega? No.
Nope.
Oh, this says he can digivolve into. Oh, this is in Soul Chaser. It says he can
And to-
digivolve into Genkumon.
And to be fair, we're in the card game he can evolve to anything of his color. But I was just seeing like flavor wise is like
What is his canon?
Yeah, what is his canon mega? Like what can they do in the card game to give him a viable deck, or at least a playable deck. I don't know. I think they'll just have to play into like he said, Starfall, just like the Starmon Rush. We just need a few better basic Starmons, and maybe a Super Starmon that's, like you said, not a vanilla beater. Like, let him do something like let you get something for having a field full of Starmons.
I hate how little interaction there is on this IO though. Like, there's very little comments. People don't take the time to comment on somebody's deck.
Nope. A lot of those decks probably don't even have like 5 views. I just like seeing like how people's brains work, like how they're playing these cards.
I think I want to make that like my goal is to start commenting on people's decks, even if it's something simple. Get people more active. If you're listening to the podcast, go to digimon.io and comment one deck.
Everyone's homework.
Yep.
Comment on a Digimon.io deck.
Let's see here.
I keep checking back on the decks that I've made on there so far just to see if anybody else has commented, but nobody ever does.
So here's the regional from October 1st. Galmon won it. Or Gaomon. I don't know how you say it. Black War Greymon. Black War Greymon won it. But it looked like there was 18%, like almost 19% Galmon turn up, 25% Metal Gar, 6.25 Security Control, 6.25 Grandis, 6.25 Alpha, 25% D Brigade. People really rocking that D Brigade. 6.25 War Gray and 6.25 D Reaper. Looks like, we've looked at the Japanese meta just as we're looking ahead, but this is what people are currently playing, how they're doing. Looks like top 10 had just about one of all the decks that were there. Got Setcon in third, Grandis in fourth, Metal Guard in second, Gao in first, D Brigade in sixth. There's 2 Galmons in top 10, 2 Metal Guards in top 10. Oh, 3 Galmons in top 10. 2 D Brigades. They're showing up, being cool. Love my dinosaurs with the guns. Huh?
We need to sign up for more of these. I finally have the setup.
I don't really have the best setup to play on webcam. I need like a better camera stand, and I'll have to rearrange my desk so I can actually get a full field on my desk. I mean, it's all doable. It's just, I don't know. I'm still iffy on webcam battles. I'm still iffy on webcam battles. But that's just my personal preference.
I like the security control deck that got third place.
Of course you do.
And
What's
we hate
different
you.
about it? I was like, what's different about it? Is it just security control? Yeah, it's just security control. Good. Junomons, Kids, DeathX.
I just like it because it's got the 3 memory, or the 2 memory tamers from Purple. Kari and Mimi.
Yeah.
I like taking memory from my opponent whenever they do stuff. Oh, you want to play an option? Okay, give me a memory. That's that memory tax.
Oh Lord.
That's true. Purple is the color of taxing. Also, Neo Devimon. You want to play You want to play that tamer? You better give me 3 memory.
Don't tell Drew about Magic the Gathering's Death and Taxes deck.
That
literally a strategy in Magic is Death and Taxes.
Yep, it is. You everything has attacks in that
Yeah.
deck.
It's like, oh, you want to play a card? You gotta give me something. Or oh, you wanna pay a card? You gotta give up something.
Yeah, I literally found a deck that was called Taxes
Mm-hmm.
for Digimon. It was uploaded about a month ago though.
I mean, that's recent enough. We've not had any sets drop in the last month.
Plays your May crack.
That just sucked, dude. Looking at all these like top and grandest decks. Maybe I don't know. Maybe these people just know how to not brick.
They know how to not break.
There's got to be a trick to it because I'm convinced that deck does nothing but. I have like that has been my stand for like the past several months, and I have not made that deck do anything. But then it's obviously it's topping. I mean, you get your combo off, it's great. I don't know. I can't get there. I guess. I'll just stick with hybrid. So I like how you linked this deck that's called Taxes, and this is almost card for card the security control deck that just topped that regional.
Yep.
I think the only thing they got different is that they're playing Patamons and they've got 3 ultimate flares.
Yep.
And they're not playing fall down mode. Like that is literally the only difference. They're running 2 Patamons instead of 2 fall down modes.
And that was posted a month ago. Ooh, was it the same player? Real question.
And they're playing Maycrack. I don't know.
Could you
But yeah,
imagine the gross amount of control that you would exert on someone? Is if you manage to get a Death X for free and then use Death X for the black to ultimate flare in the same turn. I don't know what kind of board state you would have to break up in order to need both of those at the same time, but good lord.
Yeah, so I commented on that Taxes one. How does Ultimate Flare work without Death X on board?
You hope it's a security bomb because you can't play it otherwise.
It's security control. You want it as a security bomb, and you play all this recovery to make sure it's a security bomb.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the deck is to make sure
Yeah.
that you can put stuff into
You
your
don't-
security that
you
will
don't
wreck your
want
opponent.
None. You don't want none of these option cards in your hand.
I don't want anything in my hands.
You don't want to have to hard play any of this. The only thing you want to be playing is maybe your rookies and your Magna Angemon, and then you just play everything off the Magna Angemon. Because I mean, even Avenge Kidmon, he's red, but he's a security bomb.
He is, and he's also
Or not
recursion.
security bomb, option, yeah.
He's option recursion so that you can
Yeah.
make sure you get all your options back so that you can put them into security again.
Yeah. Like that's all is yeah. It's like
That deck is gross.
yeah, it's like oh, you want to attack me? Are you sure you want to attack me?
That might be the only deck in Digimon where the threat that you can't see is worse than the threat that you can see. Because for them, whenever you swing into security, it's not left up to chance whether you get wrecked by their security or not. You're going to get wrecked by their security.
Oh yeah.
But, there are cards like ADP that just completely ignore that deck and laugh at it.
Yep.
Well, that's why everybody started splashing heroes and
Red
ADP.
for ADP.
Yeah, you play hero, ADP, and Lightning Joust, just because Lightning Joust is going to help you get that OTK, and ADP says LOL to security control.
All right, then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Security Check Digimon TCG Podcast, Episode 2. signing off.